All right. So, let's say you somebody filed unemployment against you, okay? And what do you do now? I've had this happen before, and that's because I had independent contractors, and then the state deemed us as an employer because someone filed unemployment against us who was just trying to make an extra couple $100 a month or something. He ruined it for everybody else, and everybody has to pay taxes out. And then that just affected a lot of people's pay. So what happens if you get audited by I think it's either the unemployment or workers' comp, whatever it is. My best advice is to give them as little as information as possible. Let them find your income or your whatever. I wouldn't voluntarily give the government anything, and that works with a lot of audits. Let them dig it up. Let them find the income, and that's my best advice, because they might just find a little bit of income, and then that's what you're going to pay the workers' comp based off of, and they need a paper trail. So I believe they're going to look at your taxes, your reported taxable income, but they might not. Honestly, I couldn't quite remember, but anyways, just let them find it. And I know we had to talk to a judge over the phone. It was like really quick for the unemployment, and then after that we had to make everybody an employee. And so but yeah, my best advice is let them dig up the information. Don't voluntarily give them the information. And that technique works with when you're being audited by the DOT. They need paper trail. So, you have to voluntarily give them all your invoices and work order sheets. So I wouldn't give them it. I'd give them like 25%, maybe half. Because that's just being smart. And so what happens if what are they going to do? Let's say workers' comp. What are they going to do once they realize that you are an employee and you've been paying people as independent contractors? What happens next? They're going to audit you for the previous years as well, and then they're going to figure out some number, and then based off that income for the year, they're going to be like, oh, you owe us this much money, and so you're going to have to pay that if you want workers' comp. As a business in Minnesota or most states, you have to have workers' comp if you have employees, so you have to have it. So you're gonna have to do either a payment plan with them. They do accept payment plans, or most, I guess, our company did, workers' comp company. And then now if you don't pay that bill, they're gonna tack on a fine, which the fine could be $2,000 or $3,000 on top of that. So, and what you definitely don't want to do is give them access to your bank account, and we definitely did that. So, and what if you do something like that? You're just gonna wake up one morning and then boom, $6,000 will be out of your bank account. And so what I did to fix that, let's say workers' comp takes money out of your bank account. This is another huge tip. Call your bank, issue a chargeback. They'll get I got my money back right away. But it was extremely stressful, obviously. But I got money back right away. And then how did I fix it so it doesn't happen again? I had workers' comp, the company that we hired, email me saying they're no longer allowed to take money out of our bank account. And then I want to pay them through check in the mail, the payment plan that we have for them. So definitely do that, and you'll be in good shape. You don't have to worry about it too much anymore, but that's pretty much the overall process of how it works. And but again, my best advice is just don't ever have employees. Okay, just keep it simple. Just keep them as contractors. Pay people as much as possible with cash, and how to get the customer to pay you more in cash, right? How to do it? When you run an invoice, when you charge a client, say, hey, You can either pay cash or credit. If you do credit, there is a 5% credit card fee. If you say you have a 5% credit card fee, guess what's gonna happen? 90% of your orders are gonna come up with cash. It's like a miracle. They're gonna have all the cash ready for you. I'm talking like, a couple grand. When you get done doing a job, they're gonna have a thick wad of 20s or whatever. They'll come out that cash. So they don't pay that credit card fee. And then you make sure you tell them that up front when they place the order. Say, hey, just by the way, you can do cash or credit. If you do credit, there's a 5% card fee. They'll say, okay, sounds good. And then you say, if you want to say, now to come off nice, then you say, oh, well, if you want to save a little bit of money, just pay cash. You'll save that 5% fee. So, but either way is okay. So then you come off like you're on their side, which you are, and it's more inviting. And so that way you have a lot of cash when the job is done. Now, there is also a little problem with that. The problem is the guys that do the work for you, you have to trust them to make sure they don't lie in your invoices or whatever and just keep the cash themselves. But once the job gets paid in cash, then you can just pay your guys from that cash. And then that's how you create a business. No paper trail, less taxes, and it's good for it's good for everybody. So that's my advice on how to get the client to bring cash. You just got to make sure you tell them up front and they acknowledge that there is a 5% card fee. So, because that is pretty big, and you don't want any surprises. That's the last thing you want is, to get a bill ready to pay and then go, oh shoot, there's a 5% card fee. Like, why? Well, nobody told me that. So it's very important that you tell them up front. You'll save yourself a lot of time and headache. And then you just want to make sure there is a way for you to track it. You can get a nice database system, custom built database system. I know guys that can build that custom portal. It's called the payment customer billing. That's what it's called. You can automate that through a database. But yeah, so if you need more neat tricks, more advice like that, go to conceptcreator.com. You can email us at support@conceptcreator.com. So pretty much everything that I give advice on that I've personally been through a lot since been fortunate to own a moving company and own online businesses and stuff. And the moving company, I learned a ton to save people a ton of headaches and stuff like that. So thumbs up.